Hey, Delaware. We are back with another episode of That Delaware podcast, and we are going to get into the weekly update. What did you do this weekend, ladies?
Well, I did absolutely nothing because last week I had LASIK eye surgery, and today's pretty much the first day I'm out of the house because that was rough. That was rougher than they sold me on.
I was getting here today.
Getting here was fine. I can actually see distance, but if you ask me to read my phone, it's like all blurry. Like doing my makeup, I was on the struggle bus.
And that's supposed to like adjust. Right?
I guess right now my eyes are still healing, so it's just gonna take time for everything to work itself out.
Yeah. But then eventually, with aging, as I just turned 40 and bought a pair of reading glasses, like that doesn't help close up, like further down. Right?
No, I'm gonna need readers eventually, but
Okay.
even if I get a couple years without contacts, I'll be happy.
Luckily, you still look cute in glasses.
Yeah, you really do. You really do. I think you should get like a fake pair.
I think that defeats the purpose.
That's true. That's true. But it's so funny because I thought this was like a very like, they're like, oh, 15, 20 minutes, you're in and you're out. Like I always hear like this is like a nothing surgery. And I went to pick up my friend here. And boy, was it not a nothing surgery. Poor girl had these goggles on. She couldn't see. She was having anxiety. And I have suffered with anxiety myself. So like I knew like, you know, what she was going through. So it was better off me than Matt, her husband.
For sure.
And he even said that himself. I was like, it's better off that you were there with her. And she was just like, yeah, she was not okay, but we got through it. Yeah.
I had to sleep it off.
She had to sleep it off. I was like, you're going to go home. You're going to sleep. You're going to be good. And she was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I was unprepared for how intense it was going to be. And it is very quick, but that like it is
your
very
eyes.
intense.
Like I don't think I could I don't think I'd have the balls to do it.
You were awake, right?
Yeah, you're awake for it.
Yeah, that would be intense for sure.
They do give you a Xanax.
Which she was like, I've never taken a Xanax. And so like, I've only taken Xanax like a few times, but I know like obviously like it relaxes you, but I think because you like felt weird from it and your anxiety, luckily I had that bottle of water in my car. I was like, poor girl, she couldn't see. I'm like, reach down, it's right down there, like get it. She's like drinking the water and she's like, my throat feels weird. And I was like, it's okay. And she's like, it feels like it's closing. I was like, it's not going to close. Like, I promise you, like I've been there, done that. Like I thought mine was closing too, but it's not. Like, you're okay.
You were her Zanny nanny.
Zanny nanny.
You need someone to look out for you when you're in that kind of situation.
The Zanny nanny. Just call me the Zanny nanny. No, my girl was good. She was good. I knew she wasn't okay when I keep telling everybody this because everybody knows Kristen is not a hugger. And when we got to her house, she was like, "Can I have a hug?" And I was like, "Oh." Like I was like, she is going through it. But she was all right. She pulled through just like I knew she would.
I pulled through.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, those goggles that they give you that you have to sleep in, they dug in. I have a bruise and like an open cut on my forehead from the goggles.
That's great.
So lasting trauma. But we're getting
You look like a superhero.
like a
Those are
triangle.
like no jokes. Yeah.
What an exciting weekend.
So what did everybody else do? Because
Wow.
I did nothing.
Well, I give you credit, Kristen, because I don't think I could go through
I don't
with
think
that.
so either.
So give you a lot of credit. A lot of credit. I don't think my weekend was that exciting. But so being a newer agent, I went to 2 open houses with Teresa, who's on our team. She couldn't be here today. But, you know, it was good to do that just to kind of see how things are actually done in person, you know, rather than just talking about it. You actually see it done and see, you know, the way she might do something versus somebody else. So we went to 2 properties, a townhouse and a single family home. So just seeing the couple differences there, but just, you know, seeing how she puts her signs up. And, you know, the second house we went to, the driveway was in the back and they used the back door as the front door. So she placed her signs strategically so that people would know which way to go. So I thought that was pretty cool. And that was a talking point that we had. But yeah, it was good at both of them, despite the snowy weather. A lot of nice people that came through. really just nice, spunky people.
I love an open house. Like, you know me, I'm a talker. I'm very social. So I love an open house. I want to hear about everybody's experience and, kind of where they're at, how long they've been looking. And I'm sure I love, you've got to experience that. So I love that.
Well, we had a good variety. We had somebody from North Carolina, Philly, New Jersey.
Love that.
So I was impressed by that too.
Love all the out-of-state people coming to check out Delaware.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They all want to be here.
Yeah.
What would you say was like the most surprising thing about your first open houses?
I guess just the variety, like somebody coming from North Carolina.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
wow, okay.
That's cool.
And
Want to make that big move.
Congratulations.
That's awesome. And you know what? You learn from one of the best. Teresa is fantastic at an open house. She really is. So you got some
She
really
is.
great experience there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
she's
really
good
good
in person, talking to people, connecting with people, and she's really down to earth. And so that was a great person to do it with.
Yeah, definitely. It was great. She was really engaging with all the customers, getting their numbers. Somebody was like, yes, put me on your email search.
That's so.
Yeah.
And we had someone who attended both of the open houses.
No kidding.
Yeah. The girl, she came into
Were
the
they
second one.
shocked when they were like, it's
No. I think we mentioned it to them, and they came, and they came. She came through the door, and we were like, "Hey!" Like it was like nice to see that.
Hey, girl, it's been forever.
Yeah, it was nice to see that familiar face from the first open house.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really good, really good.
Nice.
I love that. Love that. So we're coming up on Valentine's Day. And we are going to talk about some of our favorite places to go for date night, or just like give you guys ideas on places that you could go for date night. We were just talking about date night the other night, and we're like, we don't go on, not all of us, but some of us don't go on date nights as much as we would like to. And I know like Chris and I try to make it a semi-consistent thing, and we have like our OG spots. So one of our first dates, not our first date, because that's a little argument between us, is like he thought we were on a date, but we weren't on a date, just so he knows. At Mikimoto's, that's one of our favorite spots to get sushi. And then when we're down in Rehoboth, we like to go to Stingray.
Oh, okay.
They have really good sushi, and that's like their, what would you call it, like a sister restaurant?
Owned by the same owner?
Yeah, it's like same owner. So they're really good. So if you're down in Rehoboth, but that's like our kind of OG spots to go for date night. I know Caitlin's been there. Is it the Quinn?
the coin.
The coin. I always mess it up.
The coin is great.
It looks amazing. I've never been, but that's like on my list.
So the coin is awesome because, well, first of all, it's a hotel. It's a small hotel.
Yeah.
It's an old bank building in downtown Wilmington. It's the only rooftop bar in Wilmington. So like in the summer months when it starts like staying lighter out later, it's really nice. I mean, the view isn't incredible, but it's nice to just be like on a rooftop.
For sure.
It's a good vibe. Mm-hmm. The food and drinks are great. And then they also have a speakeasy in the basement.
I heard about that.
Which is great. It's expensive. I take a cocktail bar very seriously, and some of my date night choices are cocktail bars. I find the coin to be expensive, but once in a while it's a great.
That's what I heard.
It's beautiful.
Right. It's like a once in a while thing, like you said, like go there.
Yeah, and I feel like every time I'm there, I like see interesting people, like local politicians, and and they also have a restaurant. So there's a lot of different options at the coin.
Speaking of a speakeasy vibe, a cool place to go, and I've been there multiple times. My friend Trisha is an owner there at the Sycamore Wine Bar in Old Newcastle. So if you're looking for like a very sexy speakeasy vibe, you can absolutely go check that out.
And they're newer too, right? It's like
they're newer, and it's kind of like a wine vending. like you just go up and pick what you want, the amount of pour that you want into your glass. They also have like whiskeys and bourbons, and they're constantly switching it out. But also you can go there. It doesn't have to be like a date night or like Valentine's. You can go there on just a regular weeknight or weekend and go in like your regular clothes and they're very, very welcoming. They also have Wingo, which is wine bingo, which is fun.
I was wondering what that was. I was kind of hoping it was like wing bingo, which would be more my.
Now we're talking. Yeah. But it's wine bingo. So if you want to go once a month, hit me up. I like it.
And I feel like
I want to check it out.
Old Newcastle is also just like a very romantic city.
Yeah, so I was gonna say that's one of my goals too. Is like I want to stay at the Terry House, or my friend Dwayne, who owns the Mercury, has a couple of really cute Airbnbs, and I want to do a staycation where like I go to like dinner at New Orleans because I just had dinner there and it was so good. It's always so good, and then like go for cocktails at the Mercury because they make really good cocktails, and then just like stay there.
Yeah.
It's not really Chris's vibe, so maybe I'll do like a Galentine's kind of thing, but I do want to do a staycation in Old Newcastle.
That would be fun.
I did a first date. So one thing that's interesting is we are all at like different stages in our relationships. I got divorced like around a year ago. I went on a bunch of first dates. I now have a wonderful boyfriend, so no more first dates.
Shout out to Aaron.
Yeah, lots of very nice dates. But I had a first date that we just like got beers and walked down Battery Park, and it was just like nice and down to earth, and yeah, I would recommend that. Then you can just get like a nightcap at the Sycamore or one of those places.
Yeah, for sure.
New Orleans is good. I've been there a few times for lunch and stuff. All their food is good. The whole menu is good.
Yeah.
I would recommend that for sure. Scalessa's, they just opened up a new location in Pike Creek, actually right near me. They have really good food. The menu is small, but it's all homemade. It's all like
I was going to say it's fresh.
it's authentic. It's like if you want perfect Italian, I mean, that's
The OG
the way to
is
go.
in my neighborhood in Little Italy, and I've never been, but
That's where
I don't go out of town in Little Italy, so I welcome Little Italy suggestions.
Yeah, you definitely have to.
Tilio's is close by.
Yeah, I like El Toro. That's a Mexican spot right near where I live.
On Union Street, right?
It's on Union.
Okay.
It's nice. They have great, like, I mean, I've taken the kids there. There's like one night where kids eat free, but I've also been on first dates there because I mean, margaritas and first dates are they go hand in hand for me. But yeah, most of my date spots are in Wilmington, and right near Mickey Moto's is Torbert Street Social. That's my number one favorite bar in Wilmington. I just feel like it has everything. It has an outdoor space with like a fire pit going. It has a great food menu. They took their cheese board off the menu, which sucks because it was so good.
If anybody at Torbert is listening, please bring the
Back the
cheese.
cheese.
board back. Thank you so much.
Or maybe like they still have a cheese board, but they took out like the meat portion of the cheese board, and you got to have both. But yeah, no, their cocktails are great. The vibe is really nice. You don't have to like get dressed up, but it still feels like you're somewhere special because it's just like a nice vibe. The bartenders are great. Everyone's been there forever. But yeah, Torbert Street Social would be my number one choice for a date in Wilmington. And you can get dinner at Mickey Moto's.
Yes.
And I think right next to Mickey Moto's is Washington Street Ale House. If you're looking for something maybe not as fancy, but just like a nice chill night out. They have the big bar.
A lot of people who have not been to Wilmington for a while like don't realize there's so much going on. Like you could
Seriously,
you could like park and then like walk downtown Wilmington and like do a full bar crawl if you wanted. There's so many.
much.
Yeah, right across from the Coin is Merchant Bar. That's really great.
Oh, I haven't heard of that one.
That's it's a restaurant and they have great cocktail menu. La Fia is right there too.
Bardea,
Yeah, Bardea.
obviously.
Yes. I'll head up Bardea Restaurant Week. That's
All the rage.
Yep. The whole riverfront walk.
Oh yeah.
Constitution Yards, but although I heard is that
They're moving.
closing?
They
Oh, they're
closed.
moving. Okay.
Originally they announced that they closed, but they're moving down the riverfront. Yeah, there's a lot of great spots right on the riverfront.
Yeah. Riverfront's a good option. We just went to Banks and had a dinner for my brother-in-law who was sober one year. So we had a nice dinner there, and we took some pictures out on like the patio, and it was just so nice. And it's cold right now. At Christmas time they have the lights, but that's such a great place to like have dinner and then just like go take a walk and like, chat.
Yeah, I've been there a couple of times. It's nice. Another good place for maybe a first date or even like a family date is Capers and Lemons. We just had our Christmas lunch there.
God, that was so good.
Also, coincidentally, had my first date there with my boyfriend. It's a really good spot. If you want to do family night, you could do that. Date night, their menu is amazing. The servers are great too. I forget our girl's name though. She had a very unique name, and I thought I was going to remember it, but she was amazing.
Shout out to her.
They have a nice little wine section when you first come in.
Yeah.
Purchase their wine. And
Yeah.
we were there at Christmas time, so they had the nice Christmas decorations, all in gold.
Yeah.
I was like, if I would try to do this at my house, it just wouldn't look like that.
I'm taking notes we don't go on dates.
So we're trying to convince Kristen and Matt.
It's not the season that you're in, but you'll get back there.
Correction. I feel like we haven't gone on dates, but now that my oldest is getting old enough to watch her sisters, we're like starting to go. So one of the places that we go, which is right down the street, it's not far from us, is Sullivan's. We don't go to the restaurant. We go to the bar because their cocktails are so good.
What cocktails do you get?
We get the blueberry lemon drop. It's amazing.
That does sound
It's
love a good
amazing.
I also love sitting at the bar on a date. I feel
So
like
do I.
it just feels it feels more like intimate. It feels like less pressure almost, whether you're like rekindling the spark with someone you've been with for a long time or it's like someone you're just getting to know. I feel like the bar is always a better bet for me than like sitting down at a restaurant.
Maybe do something like Four Christmases, like you don't know each other. Oh yeah, around here.
Yeah. I was trying to think where my first
One
date.
step at a time.
One of my first dates with my boyfriend was at Charlie Square Oyster House, which that's one of my favorite spots in
Oh
Wilmington.
yeah, that's a good spot.
But I feel every night they have like something special going on. They have like a taco night and they have dollar oyster night, but their oysters are always really great and their house oysters are really good. And I'm only recently into oysters, so I've been like trying them at different spots. And Oyster House in Charlie Square is definitely like one of the best that you can find around here.
The buffalo chicken sandwich is so good there. I just had to throw that in because it really is.
I actually
good.
tried it on one of our first dates.
Yes, we tried. Yes,
One of our first friend dates.
Yeah,
very
we're due for another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think Longwood Gardens is a popular place. It's right over the line, not too far.
Yeah. Speaking of over the line, and Longwood Gardens, I didn't get there this year. Not happy about that. But
Same here.
Speaking of over the line, in Maryland, Chesapeake Inn or Schaefer's is one of our spots where we always go.
I'm so excited for summer.
I know.
Do you go there in the winter?
So actually we went, it was one year, me, Chris, and both of my brothers, my sister and their partners, and we all went. They had like a special, everywhere does have like, most places have specials. And we sat upstairs and it was really good. And it was cool to like quadruple date.
They have the patio heated, so yeah, you can go.
That's good.
Amber and I were actually there with our kids recently we should do a whole separate podcast episode about like kid events because that was awesome.
Yeah.
We went to a superheroes and princesses catered event.
It was wild. Me and Caitlin were like, they had like music playing. The bubbles were like just
pyrotechnics going.
Yeah. I was like,
shout out to
Club
Chesapeake
or
Inn.
what?
That's my kid's favorite restaurant.
Yeah.
There's something for everybody.
I was going to say the inn is your spot. Like
Yeah.
you
We
guys
go
go
on the
there all
boat.
the time.
Yeah.
You're
on the
boat people too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, we love the Chesapeake.
Yeah. But the Chesapeake Inn and Schaefer's is a really good spot for a date night because especially like in the summer, you have like a really beautiful sunset. You can be out there and just like, it's just like a vibe of like the marina.
Music.
Live music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chesapeake Inn food is like, it's okay.
It's my favorite orange crush that I've had around.
I'm
new to crush culture.
Yeah.
But that's
I would say, and Schaefer's does have a good crush too. Have you been to Schaefer's?
Never.
Have a crush?
No.
Okay, let's go.
I'm
Let's do it.
just now this year getting out.
Okay. I do like Schaefer's food better
Then Chesapeake.
than Chesapeake.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I feel like they put more effort.
Okay, noted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Schaefer's.
Anywhere near the water, though, is just
Right.
like,
If you're near the
romantic.
like, how can you be mad near the water? Yeah. Like how can you be upset? Like it's a vibe.
Well, it was really pretty out because we were there during Christmas time, and they had all the boats.
The boats lit up.
Yeah. I love like an event date. Like when I first met my boyfriend, it was like around the time of like the Italian festival in Wilmington and the Greek festival. So I think that's a great idea for a date.
Oh,
It's not happening so much in like the colder months, although there are definitely things, and I consider myself an expert on like free or cheap like local events. But in the summer, there's festivals every weekend,
Right.
Yeah.
or every week. But like the Greek festival, which is in Cool Springs in Wilmington, and the Italian festival in Little Italy, like you go, you get a couple drinks, you try like a few different foods, and it's just like there's a lot to talk about, a lot to see.
Yeah.
People watching.
Yeah. I was going to say people watching. So that's funny you say that because I actually, years ago before Chris, I was dating this guy who was in town from out of state. And I was like, do you want to go to the Italian festival? It's like a carnival. And he was like, yeah, like, okay, if you want to go. Like, he was just like, I don't know. Like, it doesn't sound awesome, you know. And then we go and he's like, this is pretty awesome. Like, I like this. It was like a cool experience.
Yeah, it's like a carnival, but also a food festival, and there's live music,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, the food's great.
it's also just like a local institution.
Vodka Italian water ice is what I go for.
I bring my own vodka in and put it in.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
Not surprised. Yeah.
But yeah.
I like in Kennett is it the Creamery?
Oh, yeah.
It's
We
always
just
a
had our
fun-
Christmas party there.
Fun spot to stop at.
Yeah, I love that. There's so many good places. And then if you're in Dover, the Rail House is amazing. I don't know if you guys have
haven't
gotten
gotten
a
there
chance
yet.
to go there. But it's like inside, outside. So we've been there in the winter and then we've been there in the summer. And it's also awesome if you have kids and you can just kind of let them go and like play. They have like a bunch of games and then outside tables. They have really good food. The chef there is amazing. I think Chef Steve, shout out Chef Steve, makes really good wings. They have really good beers and they make cocktails. So, and the family that owns it they're awesome.
What's it called?
The Rail House in
Okay.
Dover.
Okay.
And then also,
that
if if you don't drink or like you're looking for something during the day, there's always the coffee shops. Well, Delaware has some amazing coffee shops, and I actually just filmed a video that I'm really excited about of my favorite. The video I made was my favorite coffee shops to do work, but it was just while I was making the video, I was like, oh, like there's so many like great places to go on like a date or like to catch up with a friend. But one of my favorite places in Wilmington is Scout Cafe.
Love Scout.
Which I've talked about for years. But they have a really nice coffee flight that you can get like a few different coffees, and it comes with like a little cup of biscotti, and it's really
I
nice.
saw that. That was so cool. And I love seeing like the whole Scout thing come full circle because I remember when Caitlin was walking into the office like, oh my God, there's this new coffee shop that's coming to my neighborhood. And like she did a whole interview with the owner, which you can't find. And I'm
It
so
doesn't
upset
exist
about that.
anymore, Nick. We have to do a follow-up interview.
Yeah.
Listen to this.
But and like now like going there, I love it too. Yeah.
I used to live down the street,
cool.
and Scout was like a huge part of my
Yeah.
becoming a realtor and kind of finding myself a little bit.
Nice.
But it is a nice spot for a date.
Yeah, you were like the first like promoter. Yeah. But that is a good point. Like if you don't drink, you're not looking for like cocktails or anything like that. Also, like people make such good like mocktails now. Like,
I can't
really
get behind
cool.
mocktails.
Well, because you're a drinker.
Not. Oh my god.
I mean, how are you gonna get behind mocktails if like you know?
I'm not a huge drinker, but I just give me a water. Like I'm not gonna spend like $16 on like a bunch
Well, I
of
hope
juices
it's
mixed
not
together.
like $16, but I've tried.
No offense if you're into mocktails, like
Yeah.
Go
I like
on,
that they
but-
offer it on the menu as an option, as just opposed to like soda and water. So
I've had friends in recovery that drink mocktails,
Yeah.
and they like, and I've tried them, and they're really good.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's the kid in me where I'm just like, I like a fancy fruit juice.
I'm one of those people like I drink water. That's what I drink. I'll
Same.
either have it like a coffee or like a cocktail or a beer or water. So, but no, I love that mocktails exist. I'm not personally going and ordering a mocktail.
yeah.
Yeah, me
Fine with
neither.
my tap
I
water.
need a cocktail.
There is another place I want to mention that's kind of a whole vibe in itself. It is in Penns Grove, Jersey, just right over the bridge. DePaula.
Yes. I need to know more about this because every time you
okay,
post about it,
well,
I'm like, that looks so
Yes.
good.
So they always have specials and drinks and, get this for $39, $49, whatever. But it is a whole vibe. We went in like May. So still a little cool out. If you make reservations, ask to sit in the tent area.
Yeah.
And when you think of tent, no, it is a whole vibe. You can't even tell you're in a tent, but there's
No.
beautiful flowers.
Yeah.
They have the patio heaters. Go on a Thursday night. They have the live band. So it just turns into a whole vibe.
Yeah.
You just feel like relaxed, you're away. And then if the guys want to watch the game, there is a bar with a few TVs.
Nice.
So
That's only like 15, 20 minutes from Delaware.
yeah,
not far.
yeah.
It-
It's
food
it's
is
not
really
far.
far.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
The food is amazing. So we just went like 2 months ago and we did a girls' night. And it was like my mother-in-law and like a bunch of us. And we got the buffet. Most of us got the buffet. And I mean, there's shrimp, there's snow crabs, there's like pasta, like there's everything.
Meatballs,
that you
prime
can
rib.
prime rib. Like, I mean, everything that you can imagine. And my girl Jamie D works there. She's a manager there who's our photographer.
Oh, nice.
She's a hustler. Listen, that girl's got like 5 jobs.
I didn't realize.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll
And
probably
she
see
takes
Jamie.
amazing photos.
And she takes amazing photos. So if you need a photographer, shout out my girl Jamie D.
Good to know.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's I'm so glad you mentioned that one
too.
because that's a
Yeah.
favorite
I'm mentally
spot.
looking at
just
my
because
calendar.
it's a whole vibe in itself, in my opinion, just being in the tent with the flowers,
is.
the music. Oh, and their drinks are good. They're strong. So
They're
watch out
great.
for their drinks.
Their drinks are good. And also, like, if you do sit inside, just know that, like, just prepare. Like, they put them tables in there tight. Like, you are almost like on a double date with the person next to you.
And it's like darker in there. So you can kind of have two different vibes if you want to be in where the music is or if you want to be in the darker area where it's kind of more intimate.
But you're right. That's a good point that you made. Highly recommend to make a reservation and like request to be outside because I feel like inside is a little tight sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
It also has like that old school like super Italian.
Yeah.
like,
I love
vibe,
that.
Like
I'm a Jersey girl. I love that.
sparkly
I'm a Jersey girl, too.
marble. Like yo, where's I don't even know. Italian.
You need your cigar.
Joey.
So I have a question. So we are coming up on Valentine's Day. What do you guys know what you're doing for Valentine's Day?
We don't celebrate. When I first met my boyfriend, he was like, I just want to let you know ahead of time. I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. And I'm like,
Did
taken
you
aback.
tell him that like sorry, bro, I do?
Well, and see, here's the thing. I don't really mind. I've always only celebrated with my kids. And then the very next day, he sent me edible arrangements. And on the note, it said, every day is Valentine's Day.
I respect that.
Stop, Matt. Stop it.
It was the sweetest.
That's
So-
the worst though when a guy is like, I don't feel like I need to recognize a Hallmark holiday, but then they don't recognize like any day. So it's not like they're
I appreciate his honesty. And like I said, I haven't been disappointed at all. Like,
Well,
always
he
does random
honestly
things.
spoils you. So,
and I'm sure you'll have a nice time on Valentine's Day, even if you're not like doing anything.
Possibly.
I never really cared about Valentine's Day. I told my boyfriend I want to go to Texas Roadhouse. I feel like that's,
I love their
I went
Texas Roadhouse.
I went for the first
It's
another
a good
spot
meal
for me.
there.
I went for the first time recently, and I've been like wanting to go. I was like, let's go. Let's have like a romantic Valentine's Day date at Texas Roadhouse. So
Pass
Their honey
the buns,
butter.
babe.
For those rolls.
exactly.
That's what I bring to a lot of events
Yeah.
because I can make the honey butter. But it's funny, we pick Texas Roadhouse
Really?
because my kids can be loud and you can't hear anything.
Exactly.
Because it is so loud.
Yeah, that's true.
A romantic. We go there
like,
specifically because it's loud.
I've never like I mean I lived in New York City for a long time. Like I haven't been to like chain restaurants since I was like a kid. So it's like it's kind of like fun for me. I feel bad like shouting at a chain restaurant when there's like so many amazing local restaurants. But
Yeah, but
I've just-
Texas Roadhouse is
It's like a
kinda-
good
it
meal
hits.
every time.
It hits.
It does.
It's consistent. Yeah.
Do you all pick your steak when you go there in the front
I
case?
have never picked my steak.
I honestly don't get steak. I'm not a big steak person. I get the smothered chicken with like onions and mushrooms.
That sounds
I know it's right, but it just, it is what it is. And then, so I know we have to wrap up because we're coming up on time, but I just want to say that like, I'm not like, we don't really celebrate Valentine's big either. Like we do celebrate, I tell Chris, like, don't spend money on like getting flowers delivered. Like,
Right.
go and get me some nice flowers from like Acme has great flowers.
I agree.
Yeah,
Produce Junction has great flowers. But I'm gonna tell you, I want flowers, and you better have flowers for me. And we order out and we hang out. We tried to go out last year to Vincente's on Kirkwood Highway because I love their Italian wedding and their Caesar salad. But we didn't realize they had like a set menu for like the whole night. And it was like $80 a plate. And we sit down and we realized, and we're like with our daughter who was 4 or 5. And we're like, we did not realize this. Like, I was like, I feel so bad, but we're like, we're going to leave because we did not realize. Like, we're not on a fancy date. We literally came in like regular clothes, like not because we never go out for Valentine's Day.
Noted. So check the menu before you.
Yeah. Call first.
Yeah, because it's it's going to be congested wherever you go.
Yeah.
Everyone's going out to dinner, and so
We just celebrate with the kids.
There you
That's
go.
what we do.
I do go hard with my kids. The Target dollar section hates to see me coming when it's any holiday.
I just envisioned you walking in, your hair blown, like, I'm coming to get you.
Collecting like seasonal socks and pens with like heart things on it. Yeah. My kids are spoiled at holidays.
I love that.
I love that too.
Same. My mom always spoiled us, so like it's like goes down the line.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was great. There's some. Now I'm like hungry.
I know.
I'm about to dinner and get like a cocktail. But yeah, and remember, Valentine's Day isn't just about being in a relationship with somebody. Valentine's Day is about love, and it can be your friend. It can be my sister. Oh my God, all those years I was single, she like brought me stuff, and hung out with my girlfriends or my niece and nephew. So
We always do Galentine's Day here at the office.
yeah. So hang out with the people that you love and enjoy it, and
support local
spread a little
businesses,
love.
if you
Yeah,
Love that.
support some local businesses.
And if there are any spots that you want people to know about and you want us to check out, if you have any questions about things going on locally, leave us a comment because we would love to explore it and share it.
For sure. For sure. So happy Valentine's Day, Delaware. We'll see you on the next one.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of That Delaware Podcast. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at That Delaware Podcast and our team page at RosaioTeam_real estate. And of course, if you have any real estate or Delaware questions, feel free to reach out.